Hiring can often feel like a massive gamble, can it? For both companies and for new graduates. Well, today, we're going to explore a new philosophy that's designed to change all that. It's an approach called CX25WW, which stands for a successful career experience. And it all starts by getting right to the root of the problems in how we usually hire people.
Okay, let's start right here. This one sentence really sums up how most of the hiring industry works. The main goal, the big success metric, is just getting someone placed in a job. And I mean, that sounds logical on the surface. But what if that very focus, that optimization, is actually the source of a much, much bigger problem?
And that problem, well, it often looks a lot like this, a revolving door. You've probably seen it before, or maybe you've even been caught in it yourself. A company pours time and resources into hiring someone, and a new grad starts a job feeling hopeful, only for one or maybe both of them to figure out it's just not the right fit inside of that first year.
So you have to ask, right? Why does this keep happening over and over again? It's definitely not just a string of bad luck. There's a systemic issue here, a fundamental disconnect between the whole hiring process and what the job is actually like day to day. And believe me, this disconnect is painful for absolutely everyone involved. For employers, you're looking at wasted training resources, disrupted teams, and yeah, the huge cost of having to start the whole recruitment cycle all over again. And for the new hire, it's incredibly stressful. It leads to career anxiety, that awful feeling of being mismatched, and the exhausting grind of having to search for another job so soon.
So let's really diagnose the root of this problem. It comes from something we can call the placement-first flaw. It's a basic mistake in how we even measure what a successful hire is.
See, when you optimize for placement, it means the finish line is just getting that offer letter signed. That's it. The main goal is getting a candidate in the door. All the incentives, all the pressure, it's all pointing to that one moment. But work doesn't end when you sign an offer, right? That's when it actually begins.
And this is where you see the real domino effect. The pressure to fill a role fast leads to vetting that's frankly pretty surface level. You're just looking at keywords on a resume. That, in turn, means the deeper, more important questions about long-term cultural fit get completely overlooked. And all of that, it creates the perfect storm for mismatched expectations right from day one.
So if that's the problem, what's the alternative? Well, it's not a small tweak. It requires a complete philosophical shift. We have to move our focus from just day one to year one, and even beyond. This is where a philosophy of stability comes into play.
And this is it, right here. This is the core idea. We optimize for post-joining stability. The goal is no longer just getting someone hired. The goal is making sure they can actually thrive long after they've started.
Okay, so what exactly do we mean by post-joining stability? Well, it's a state where a new hire isn't just clocking in and out. They are genuinely part of the team, they're engaged with their work, they're productive, and here's the most important part, it leads to mutual growth. The employee gets to grow their career, and the employer gets to grow a stronger, more capable team.
Now, this isn't just some nice idea or wishful thinking. It's a real process, built on concrete steps. It all starts with deep vetting that goes way beyond a piece of paper to really understand a candidate's potential and their work ethic. Then it prioritizes true cultural alignment. Not just do they seem like a nice person, but do their values and work styles actually fit the teams? And finally, it's about matching for long-term goals for both the candidate and the company.
And when you start to build your hiring process around stability, the outcomes are just profoundly different. The positive impact creates a win for everyone, the whole ecosystem.
If you're an employer, the benefits here are crystal clear. Turnover plummets, which saves you a ton of money and time. Your teams become way more productive because they aren't constantly being disrupted by people coming and going. And over time, this builds a stronger, more resilient company culture because you're keeping the people who truly belong and contribute.
And for candidates, especially if you're a fresher, this is a total game changer. It takes so much of the anxiety out of starting a new job. It means you're put in a role where your skills are actually going to be used, giving you a really meaningful start to your career, one that becomes the foundation for real, long-term professional growth.
And the positive effects extend even further to colleges and other institutions. I mean, when their graduates succeed and actually stay in their jobs, it creates these powerful success stories. This boosts the institution's reputation in the industry and leads to much more valuable, lasting partnerships with employers who trust the quality of their graduates.
So this is the crucial point. This isn't just about a different hiring service.
It's about challenging and actually changing the industry standard itself. It's about fundamentally redefining what all of us consider to be a successful hire.
Just think about that for a second. When the entire goal of the hiring process shifts away from that short-term win of just getting someone to start a job and toward the long-term victory of that person truly succeeding in it,
Well, that changes everything. It changes how we vet people, how we match them to roles, and ultimately how we build careers and how we build companies. So, if building a more stable foundation, either for the team you're building or for your own career path, if that resonates with you, we invite you to learn more about how this philosophy really works